communism or even to destroy the idea of democracy, but perhaps what he really wants to promote is probably far more dangerous, and that's the global spread of authoritarianism and the idea that not only is it a stable political system, but that ultimately it's how you outperform Western democracy. Is here to discuss Ron Meyer, media DC political analyst, and back with us, Jillian Melcher. Ron, I got to tell you, I read this article on this, and to me, it seems like an easier thing to do and far more dangerous to America to have a network of these authoritarian dictator-like figures, because we're already there. Russia, Venezuela, Thailand, Turkey, Hungary, Philippines, Ethiopia, Cambodia. Abiy got more power just recently. I mean, it's just kind of scary.
He's out there banning things like Winnie the Pooh. You can't say Winnie the Pooh because people have been making fun of him by calling him Winnie the Pooh. Apparently, he just banned the letter N for the same reason. And so there's definitely some things to be worried about as far as free speech goes. I think we should always be looking out for authoritarianism. But I think as far as America goes, we also have to look at the economic system he's forwarding, not just his political system. And he really is pushing the country more towards capitalism. And so in some ways, it opens up more trade possibilities. And obviously, we're dealing with that situation now. As far as the politics, though, and what he's trying to spread, I do believe that there's reason to be truly concerned with the spread of authoritarianism. But the question really becomes, what can America do about it? In China's case, I'm not sure there's all that much we could do to sway the political system in China that will actually be productive to our interests. You know,
when you start banning letters, that's like Lincoln Park or the Bloods and Crips. I mean, it's like, that's a real red flag.
It's worse than that. I want to point out some of the things that we've been reading about that have been happening in Urumqi and Tibet. Those are two regions out to the west, one with ethnic Uyghurs, one with the Tibetan Buddhists.
The Uyghurs are Muslims.
Yes, that's right. And there have been some things there that have been like 1984 meets Black Mirror meets Minority Report. We're talking about police officers wearing glasses that will help with facial recognition, scanning your faces so that they can control movement in a crowd. This year, the Chinese Communist Party was talking about the development of a social credit system where they will look at people's everything from their lawlessness to their shopping habits to their filial piety. And that will have an impact on what jobs they're able to get, what colleges they're able to get into. So we're talking about really authoritarian, pervasive things. I'll give you one other crazy example. In Beijing, a restroom where it will scan your face and allocate toilet paper to you based on that. If that's not the government getting into your business, I don't know what is.
Well, what about a network of these countries? You know, one thing I know is it puts us at a disadvantage. We can talk tough with foreign policy, Ron, but honestly, you know, President Trump still, for the most part, is going to have to go to Congress and other things. She doesn't have to do that. Putin probably doesn't have to do that. And a lot of others don't have to do that as well. To me, it makes a dangerous, volatile mix.
And you got to wonder, where's the UN on this? Where are all these international bodies? I mean, really, the reason for the UN was to stop dictatorships like this from forming, or potential dictatorships. Was to stop authoritarianism. Yet we see silence from the international community. I mean, we see some people covering that it's bad that he's getting rid of term limits, that the Communist Party is getting rid of term limits, but not the sort of outrage that you see over President Trump tweeting, right? Like, you get more outrage from the international community over President Trump's tweets than you do about authoritarianism growing worldwide. And that's not right. And so
wait till we start having toilets that allocate our toilet paper.
Imagine.
All right. Hey, you guys have a great weekend.